we had the Pope bowing down to the QuadGod himself, Alysa LIU being delightfully unapologetically herself. Almost a whole day where we thought there'd only be one fall and that would be an ice dance, and so much more. Join me as I dive into the Grand Prix Final. But first, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more figure skating related content. This was overall like a delightfully well-skated competition, but I did feel like there was a lot of times where I cheered with Mark, I gasped with Mark, I made sounds with Mark as well. Let's just dive right into it. So I'm actually going to go into this in almost like backwards order. So let's start with the women. The women had so many ups and downs, y'all. There was like a roller coaster of emotions. Though it really was a well-skated event, especially for the free skate, y'all. Alysa LIU won the gold here. And before y'all are ready to fight me in a parking lot, because I'm excited over this, remember, y'all, like, 2 of her scores combined together, and that's how she ended up first. So she was second in the short program, third in the free, and she also really just fruited it on like 2 really nice skates. Her promise program, it will delight me to no end. Like, I could see this for like the rest of her skating time and not get bored of it. She did get a Q on her triple Lutz triple loop combo, but Jackie pointed out in one of his episodes that, or maybe it was on one of his tweets, that like her combo and where it is in the program, the bonus works out for her regardless of it gets called a Q. I loved her free skate. I am, though, ready to move on from it, and I think she is as well. But she did fine, and she was getting the crowd going. Like, I knew they were going to get real excited towards the end, and they did, and it was delightful to watch. But I can't wait to see her Lady Gaga program, although it is peak Alysa. To wait until either nationals, hell, even to the Olympics, I could feel like at this point, to workshop a new program with us. I also love how she's so much like unapologetically herself. Like, the first thing she wants to do is beat the drum, and I thought that's what I would want to do too. Like, that is peak Alysa LIU. Also, she was incredibly thoughtful for not cheering right in front of Mona when she found out that she won, and I just thought that was really sweet of her. Also, she spoiler alerted and said that she hopes to skate in Japan again next year, so I do not think she's finished after this season. And second place was Omni NAKAI from Japan. She's having like the ultimate senior debut and likely has just punched her ticket to the Olympics. Her triple axel in the short, it wasn't perfect, but like then the one in the free was just like bam. Like bam, like that Emerald guy who like threw salt in the air or subbed on Food Network. But then like she had to step out of her other jump. Like, regardless though, like she kept on fighting when she was making mistakes. And it was just overall just a solid outing for her. And I love seeing her reaction to Kiss and Cry. It warms my soul. And in third, Kaori SAKAMOTO. So she pulled an Adam saw him fall. Like, she came from the bottom to the top. And she was actually first in the free skate here. In her short program, I nearly lost my mind when she popped her Lutz into a double. And then when she was crying, like, I never want to see Kaori SAKAMOTO cry again in the rest of my life. Like, no one should see that. That shouldn't happen. No. Because she is such a delightful, wonderful human. But y'all, she came back in the free. And then, like, oh my gosh, when that axle, like when she popped, I'm like, no, this is her best jump. And then she just threw on that like triple toe, double toe combo. Like, that was amazing. What a wonderful redemption skate for her. Like, I don't care if it was like not 100% for her free skate. Like, I watched that and had the same feeling and emotion that I would if it was perfect. And then Amber Glenn, like, she rose from 6th place to 4th. She broke my heart in a short program because she honestly seemed utterly stunned afterwards by that popped axle. Like, I even saw her like looking at the ice like, what in the world happened? But she kept fighting. Our Amber has grit. And then she had probably one of the best free skates I've ever seen her have, like, ever. And she even posted on Instagram saying that she was having severe anxiety and breathing issues during the 6-minute warm-up. And still, oh my gosh, and she was the first to skate after that too, y'all. Like, she didn't even get to get off the ice and have a moment. This was one of those skates I would have died to see in person. And I feel like if she replicates it at like nationals, the roof will cave in and then explode. The psychologist in me cannot help but comment though, like on how much her mental strength just keeps showing up at each competition. Like, this is not the Amber that we would see that would pop a jump and then the rest of her program would suffer. No, this is the Amber that pops a jump and it is ready to fight someone. But instead she fights like her program. And Mone CHIBA from Japan, she broke my heart. She came in 5th place. No, I adore her and was really rooting for her. Like, she brought that house down with the Donna Summers program. But then her free skate had the under rotations and the falls. Like, I can't. She looked so nervous going to both the short and the free, but I figured she would rally, and then there was these mistakes. Like, regardless, like, once she got towards the end of her program, I started getting that, like, warm and fuzzy, like, oh, this could be an Olympic program. So she didn't let it get to her, even though you could tell she was sad. And oddly coming in last was Rinka Watanabe from Japan. So she was in 4th place after the short program because under rotations got to her. And then in the free skate under rotation, like, someone must be on alert. Like, they must be like, she did it that one time, so I'm gonna make sure she never under rotates again. And it was wild to think about, like, when you watch her free skate, like, she's so excited when she's getting off the ice. She did her triple jumps, like her triple axels, and then she just came in last. Like, it's hard to watch. I wish there was more consistency in watching under rotations. Like, that's what always burns me alive, is, like, if someone's gonna be hard, be harsh and hard on everyone, like, not just one person. Like, that somebody, like, I don't know what, someone must have, like, a curse on her, like a voodoo doll. Like, that's a lot. I don't feel, though, that this is a spoiler alert for the Olympics. Now, I feel like some disciplines, yes. For this, no. One, we don't have Adela Petrosian from Russia, who will be skating on behalf of neutral athletes. We don't have her here, and she is in the process, it looks like, of getting back her Ultra C elements. And Kaori wasn't clean here, and we have to think about, like, Kaori has actually beat many of these skaters regardless of Ultra C elements when she is clean. Like, think of NHK Trophy, like, bam, she was up at the top. So I think this is not a good predictor, although it is a good predictor of, like, if Kaori doesn't go clean, what could happen. But we also had Amber, who didn't go perfect here. And I'm actually surprised that Amber didn't get higher in the free skate. She came in 4th in the free skate as well. Oh, I see. She had an under rotation on her triple loop. But this is what is going to make the women's event at the Olympics so freaking exciting. Like, it's one of those things that we're just going to keep going into, and we're just unsure of what's going to happen. Like, it's going to be awesome, but it's also going to be heartbreaking. Like, they all just get medals? Can they all have, like, 12,000 spots to get them to the Olympics? Or will there be, like, a major dark horse? I do feel like even though Alysa LIU is now the Grand Prix Final champion and the world champion, like, if she were to somehow magically, although she did say she was working on her triple axel and a quad, and she may, I almost said release them, she may showcase them or have them in her programs at nationals, so that would make her less like a dark horse. However, we haven't seen them in competition yet. But if, let's say, like, she didn't have those, like, magical Ultra C elements and she ended up winning the Olympics, it would be interesting because it would be almost like a dark horse, even though she's the world champion and the Grand Prix Final champion. But also, she wouldn't because of those things. I think my lack of sleep is making it to where I'm very much pondering this. And I'm going to move on to the men now. The men, y'all. So this was interesting because usually we'll watch the short programs for the men and be like, that was amazing. What's going to happen in the free skate? Is it going to be chaos? But this kind of flipped. So the short program felt like a chaos fest. And the free skate was like, wow, that was, like, not bad. I don't think there were any falls. And then someone on Reddit had pointed out, like, it'd been a long time since there wasn't, like, a full green Wordle. So this free skate needs to be studied. We need to see what happened, like, what was different. Ilia, he came in 1st place here, and he got the world record for his free skate score of 238.24. And his total was like 332.29, but it's still not the world record. Nathan Chen still has that. But that was almost 30 points ahead of Yuma. Y'all, his short program, it nearly took me out. So he planned to do the quad axel triple toe combo, and then he just stepped out of that quad axel. And, like, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like there was probably, like, a worldwide collective gasp in our homes. And then, like, his later combo was messy, and we're like, oh my God, it doesn't happen either. What's going on? And him being in 3rd place after the short program felt like a fever dream. But then, like, his free skate, holy crap, he came out with 7 quads. 7 quads. And, like, yeah, he may have botched a step sequence, but 7 quads. And then he gave us that raspberry twist spin. it was like one of those moments, and someone on Reddit said, like, "Where were you when Ilia broke the free skate world record?" And it really did kind of feel like that. I'm like, what are we watching? I feel like this is going to cause a frenzy at the Olympics, so I need all of us to force our non-skating fan friends, which is like all my friends, and make them watch this at the Olympics. Like, let's get people amped for it. It's going to be very difficult for someone to beat him at the Olympics unless, like, he loses a leg, like, at this point. And so Yuma KAGIYAMA from Japan came in second after he was first in the short program. His short program was honestly the best I've seen him do it. Like, I was just so pleasantly happy. Like, just everything was on point. And I loved when his dad was like, "Hey, quit cheering as much." Although I'm like, "Hey, let him cheer." But I'm like, okay, I get it though. His free skate wasn't perfect, but it's amazing how much this program, like, it really captured me despite, like, knowing he did not mean to make a couple of the jumps a double. And he also paid homage to Shuma with, like, the quad toe, double toe combo. I thought that was funny. But y'all, I know I say this every time I talk about him, but that quad salchow, like, that is what dreams are made of. That quad salchow needs to be just like, it needs to be everywhere. It needs to be studied. Like, people just need to watch it. Also, I'm really glad that he proved me wrong because I was worried, like, he's not going to be able to handle the pressure. And I was incorrect with that. Like, I thought he was not going to be able to handle the pressure of being first after the short program. Yeah, his, like, program wasn't perfect, but it wasn't filled with a billion pops. So I'm very excited, though, that he still got the medal here. And he put together, like, solid skates. And Shun SATO from Japan put down 2 really amazing programs here. Like, I actually forgot about the blip in his triple axel on his short program, and I actually had to go back and watch because, like, wait, why did he get, like, negative GOE for this? And basically just had to hang on for dear life for his triple axel, but whatever. Like, I remember just being so focused on that program. And then he went and put, like, amazing solid skate, like, after hearing Ilia's massive score for the free skate. And I can't help but love, like, I wrote down free bird. It was not a free bird, but a firebird program. Although he could do free bird also and probably do it well. Daniel GRASSL came in 4th place here, and I have to hand it to him. He went in after, like, the mini chaos of SIAO HIM FA and Mikhail SHAIDOROV and put out a very solid, clean free skate. And I must admit, like, I don't know why I can never remember anything about a short program. Like, never. I watched it in person. I swear my brain is not melting. I know I didn't get enough sleep because of, yeah, the schedule's insane. Like, we're getting up at 4 a.m. to watch, actually 3 a.m. to watch ice dance in some cases. But, like, I just can't remember a short program. I don't know why. And then I was like, should I rewatch? I'm like, no. This is my recap. There's something about that short program I can never remember. His free skate, though, like, it was somehow, like, zero chaos other than the dead stripping Pope, like, part of the program. Like, yeah, his jumps are funky, but, like, I feel like he blessed the ice after the mini chaos that we saw. And, like, the rest of the night for the free skater day or whatever it is right now went really well. So, like, Pope blessing, white smoke, he did it. And he actually came in second in the free skate. So, this SIAO HIM FA truther, I'm in mourning right now, y'all. I really thought he was going to pull an Adam. Like, his jumps were just not jumping in the short program, although I still like it. And he did get a betterish costume. Then his free skate, it started off so strong. I was, like, clapping and cheering. And I'm like, I know I'm going to wake up my husband if he, like, does, like, this best program ever and pulls an Adam. But then the second half of his program, I wanted to just Control-Alt-Delete and rewind. Like, it just went into chaos. I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping that maybe, like, he can pull an Adam on himself. Like, let's pull an Adam to where we think of this season, or maybe the inconsistency of this season and last season. That's, like, the version of the short program. And then the Olympics can be your free program overall. And then so do 2 solid skates and make it on the podium. But I don't know, y'all. Like, I don't know. Is there a secret injury we don't know about? Do we need a sports psychologist? Do we need, like, the ice to be blessed? I don't know. Just this axis of his jumps just looked just unhinged. And at first I thought it was, I can't remember if it was Grand Prix de France. One of those things where, like, the camera work was bizarre. I thought it was that, but no, like, something's afoot. And I really adore SIAO HIM FA. Like, I'm such a truther. So let's somehow get it to where he thinks the next half of the season is like a comeback, which it kind of would be, actually. So yes, maybe this will help him. And coming in last, and this is so heartbreaking, Mikhail SHAIDOROV from Kazakhstan. It was a heartbreak to watch. So I'm going to preface this by really saying I am not insulting him when I talk about his skating this season. I actually really adore him and am rooting for him. I hope whatever is getting in the way this season can work itself out because he has the potential to podium at the Olympics. So he returned to his dune short program, and it was heartbreaking to watch because he looked stunned afterwards by all the mistakes. Now, his free skate wasn't perfect, but I did feel like he was fighting through it. And I did feel like it was an improvement. And so I'm hoping it was like a spoiler alert for like what the rest of the season will end up like. I don't know. Now, for the men's, I do feel like the podium at least could end up like this. I think like for the Olympics, although I feel like the men could win and there could be just so much chaos. But I do know Ilia will likely win. Yuma, he may end up being a bride, like never a bride, always a bridesmaid again. Third is it's going to be like a toss-up. I feel like, hell, at this point, Daniel GRASSL will probably like pope his way to the podium at this point. And now on to the pairs, which seemed to happen always when I was asleep. So it was one of the ones I didn't get to watch in real time. And I never like not watching it in real time. Even if I stay off of like all the spoilers, it's just not the same. Like there's nothing like watching the competition while it's happening, getting on Reddit and typing in the live forums. Like it's just not the same. But it was exciting to watch while like getting ready for work and everything. So the winners here, Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kahara from Japan. I'm torn about them winning because I feel like they do so many elements better than other teams. So I 100% understand like why their GOEs saved the day for them in other elements. But also they had like a lot of minor mistakes in their short and their free. And I really feel like Conti and Machi really put down like 2 solid skates. And I felt like they were the skates of their life here. Like, if only I could celebrate life the way Sarah does every time she lands a throw. I love that so much. But it's like really tough to differentiate because like Raikou and Ryuichi, like they do so well in everything. And their speed is just so different. And their lifts, like everything else they do is much better, if that makes sense. But still, like the Italians had the skates of their life and they just put on 2 solid programs. Like, I actually thought they were going to win after I was watching Raikou and Ryuichi's free skates. I was actually pretty surprised. Let me know what y'all think because I'm just so torn about it. It's one of those things where I get like, we're out of the era where like a clean skate must win gold over a non-clean skate. But I felt like there were just so many little mistakes that kept adding up. And I really don't know what else Conti and Machi, like, I don't know what else they could have done because they really put on a solid program. They didn't step out of their jumps, or did they? Let me double check this. I could be like, and this was a great time, rose-colored lenses type of thing. No, looks like no mistakes on their jumps in the short program. And I really don't think there was any in the free because I just watched that one recently. No chaos. So yeah, I don't know what else they could have done. They were so great also. I'm imagining like how this is going to go at the Olympics. I feel like they're going to podium at the Olympics because if they bring this momentum that they've had in these 2 wonderful skates to a home Olympics, it is going to be like out of this damn world. Like it's going to be amazing. However, for me, who had the best free skate are our bronze medalist winners, Minerva, HASE, and Nikita VOLODIN from Germany. Love them. Been cheering for them for so long. So excited for them. So they had like the Adam saw him fall style of like moment where they really came back. Like their short program, living large, and then suddenly she popped the Sal Cow. But man, their free skate honestly just felt like the free skate of the night. And they got in first place in the free skate, but 3rd overall. This is the best I have seen this skate. Like I feel like they had just this energy about them, and like I feel like the arena was mesmerized. Like someone could like drop something and you could hear it probably. I am so excited we finally got to see the program like this. Like it was amazing. Love it. I desperately need, first let me preface this by saying I'm talking about Anastasiia METELKINA and Luka BERULAVA from Georgia, who came in 4th here. I desperately need Luka not to smash her on the ground. Like he didn't, but it was scary. And like, I feel like I can't unsee his footwork. I think it was Ashley pointing out on a run through, I think it was her, about how I think it was KMT told her to look at Luka's footwork while there's lifts. And I can't unsee it because his feet look like chaos now. Just watch his legs. Look as they're like, I can't explain it. Like, it's like he's dangling off a bridge and his legs are going mile a minute. I also don't get that smoke break in their free program. Like, I really love their short program. Their free program, it's okay. Like, it is a lot to have the storyline of the emergency phone call. And I don't even know what their program's about. And I also feel like I jinx myself for life. I'm like, hey, they're so consistent. Oh my God, I can't believe they didn't do well at Skate America. And then bam. Because even in the short program, there was a step out, which is unlike them. And then coming in fifth was Maria Pavlova and Alysa LIU from Hungary. Although they came in fifth here, I felt like it was a really good outing for them, to be honest. They had like really no major problems. They lost some levels with like the depth spar, like they got a 3 in the short and 2 in the free. There were a couple times where they hang on for dear life for landings, but other than that, like it wasn't bad. And I actually thought they would be higher at some points. Now, excuse me while I shed a single tear for Deanna STELLATO-DUDEK and Maxime Deschamps from Canada. What is happening with my people? Like, I am shook. What is going on? Like, it's going to be really hard for them to build this momentum back up. Like, are they secretly injured? Like, what is going on here? Like, I will be honest, I both times started their program and thought, I don't know if I can mentally handle to watch this. It's a lot. Like, I root for this pair so much, and I don't know what's going on. Like, I know they said that they were sick at some point during their last competition. I think it was Warsaw Cup. Maybe they need to rest. Maybe they're overtraining. I don't know. Something's afoot. I need them to just light a candle and figure it out. I don't know what's going on. In terms of how this may be a spoiler alert for the Olympics, I really do think this right here was a spoiler alert for the Olympics. I feel like potentially second and third place could be flipped, but I don't know. Like I mentioned earlier, there could be the momentum from a home Olympics. So we shall see, and I'm excited to see how it'll go. All right. I saved the ice dance for last because I know there's people who are just going to hang their heads low in disappointment at me because I'm a chalk and baits truther. So this is your permission to say, oh, I don't want to hear you talk about chalk and baits excitedly, and X out and come back for the next competition. I promise you will still have a good time listening to me speak. They will never make me hate you, chalk and baits. I just can't help but say it. But as y'all know, like, I'm not an ice dance expert, and I own that I'm like ridiculously prone to like the Applebee's of ice dance at times. So let's get into it. So the event did not go how I expected it to go. I woke up at like 4:30 a.m. this morning, turned on dance, bracing my chalk and baits loving heart to be disappointed. Well, my poor husband woke him up because I'm like, yes! Because I turn it on and I see winner, chalk and baits. Thankfully, that man is used to nonsense and fell right back asleep. But I also like probably shook him a bit when I dropped him off at work. I think it was, what day was the rhythm dance at this point? Was it Thursday? It was Thursday. And like had it playing. He's getting stuff out of the car. And then they get their scores. And I'm like, yes. But I think he's kind of used to this, that I watch figure skating and ice dance like people watch football. All right. So I feel like they put a lot of really great work into both of their programs. They've improved them. The rhythm dance is looking better, less cautious. Their free dance is definitely night and day from when we first saw it. Yeah, Maddie's twiddles got leveled down. Girl, you've got to stop that. You got to fight for your life. Both programs are looking better. I'm really liking this free dance a lot more now. Really liking it. If there's anything you can count on, like, they will take feedback. And each time we do it, or each time they do it, I'm like, they are in a situation where she's bringing the bull down. Though she's not supposed to be killing them in the end. And maybe it looks less like death, but I can feel that my lack of sleep from this competition and others are just coming out now. But in second place was Borne Boudre and Cizeron from France. So they were just like a dash, like a hair, like behind chalk and baits in the rhythm dance. And I thought for sure, their free dance is going to do it in. So it looks like their pattern step got called to a level 2 in the rhythm dance. Their free dance had me locked in. I really, really enjoy that free dance. And then bam, like she fell and tripped over her toe pick. They also received an extended lift deduction. these are one of those things I don't notice in real time if a lift is going on too long. Like, it has to be pretty obvious. I know there are some people upset that they still ended up in second place after those mistakes, but I do think the rest of how that free dance was skated, it would be hard for them not to like perform really well. I mean, score really well, because even though they're not my favoriteest people ever, like, you have to admit, like, that free dance is magical. Now, third and fourth perplexed me. And like, I like Fear and Gibson. But like, what's interesting, so I tuned this in late, like I said, like right when Chalk and Bates like won and they were getting ready to do the winners interview. So I pulled up to see the results and who won. I'm like, wow. The rest were on the podium, and I'm like, wow, Piper and Paul must have made a major mistake for them to go to fourth. But then I guess it was just ran off of vibes. Like, I think someone was like, hey, this was fun. This wasn't as fun. Let's put this one ahead. I don't know. I feel slightly dumbfounded. And I think this is one of those things, again, that makes it difficult to follow a lot of ice skates. And I say that I know as someone who loves Chalk and Bates, and a lot of people are like, man, look at their edges. They're not great. But anyway, like, I can't figure out why Piper and Paul ended up in fourth, and actually what feels like a crime against humanity. And I love Fear and Gibson, don't get me wrong, adore them, while also being quite well aware again that I'm the Applebee's of ice dance sometimes. But like, I don't understand why their PCS for the rhythm dance was higher than Piper and Paul's. And I admit, like, I love Fear and Gibson's free dance. Like, I know I'm easily amused by it, but like, it's fun. I don't know. Like, maybe the people who find things fun over beauty decided they were like judging this competition. But anyway, like, I did find it enjoyable, and maybe it was also the vibe in the audience. Like, the audience seemed to love it, or it could be political. What am I talking about? We all know it's probably that. Regardless, I did really enjoy their free dance. I feel like their lift changed in the end, and it wasn't as enjoyable as in the past. I don't know if they just felt more comfortable. I feel like I've seen them do this lift 9 million times, though. Now, Piper and Paul, them coming in fourth, I know I keep talking about this, but like, it was bizarre because I always felt like they were going to be the ones who would take the crown from Chalk and Bates. And now they're not even at a Grand Prix final podium without any mistakes. And it's odd because these programs seem to be really improving. They seem to be really growing into their rhythm dance. And I really enjoyed watching Vincent, hearing Mark's commentary. Like, afterwards, he was going through like the intricacies of it and explaining it on a really good level that shows like what is really good about this team. In fact, it made me rewind and watch it again to see like the stuff he pointed out. So it just kind of was wild to see their scores afterwards. And it's interesting, like, she had this interesting reaction. Like, it was kind of like, it wasn't a smile where someone's trying to hide their deaths there. It was, I am going to let you all know that I know. Does that make sense? I really feel like I need to sleep. Coming in fifth was Allison Reed and Solis Ambrolufus. Sorry if I said that wrong. I swear, every time Ted says a name wrong, I can't get it out, and everybody says the name different. From Lithuania. They put on really two epic programs, and I'm so excited for them. Something that I cannot like overstate enough is like, they skate with such ease and comfort. Well, there's a lot of teams where you're kind of just waiting for them to either make a mistake in the twizzles, maybe an epic fall. Even though they had that weird fall at Worlds, like that was uncharacteristic of her. Like, I watched them feeling pretty comfortable. And what made me smile is like, for their free dance, I'm pretty sure they made a lot of level 4s on banks. And so I'm just like, they deserve this. They were really solid. Like, every time they go out for these programs, they're looking more and more solid, which is great because there's a lot of times you worry like they peaked so early, but they're still putting on the party for us and taking us to like the Euro Dance Club. All right. Zingis and Kolosnik from America came in last, and their results makes me want to throw something. More like the rhythm dance. Okay. So they received a deduction for an illegal element. And so from what Jackie Wong posted, there is a part of their dance where usually someone will do like a single jump and she actually twirls around, like it's an assisted jump and she twirls around twice. And then they got an S for holding contact in their midland. And like Jackie, he posted on Twitter about it, and he mentioned like he spent 10 minutes looking over it. And what he determined is they were holding hands before the edge was finished. What's wild is like probably both of these things have been going on all season, And they were even there when that, like, "No soup for you, man," was calling everything, and this hasn't been called, so why wasn't this called earlier in life to stop them so they don't go to Grand Prix Final and make these errors again? Their free dance went much more smoothly, and I was so relieved to see them happy afterwards. It was, like, such a good moment for them, and they are still making their case for USFS to just ship them to the Olympics. They'll likely fix their errors and never do them again, ship them to the Olympics. In terms of, like, does this preview how dance will be at the Olympics? I don't know, because Laurence and Gilliam had just those mistakes. Now, they did come out in the free dance or overall scores overall a lot more points than I thought they would compared to Chalk and Bates. However, I do think it will be a tight race for them. I do think that Fear and Gibson may have locked their way into third. Like, and we don't have the Italians here, and I don't know why Piper and Paul, of course, been scoring the way they have, but I do think kind of politically it will either be Fear and Gibson or the Italians, a Italian Worlds. However, thinking about how they were scored at their other Grand Prix assignments, hell, I don't even know. I'm at a loss. All right, y'all. It is clear that I need to nap now, so I'm going to nap. Even though I'm still so excited about this event, so it's going to be hard for me to nap because I'm going to be like, oh, let's see what other people are saying about it, and let's see if there's any other podcasts out yet. So I probably won't nap. Also, y'all, find someone who cheers for you the same way Shun's coach cheers for him. All right, y'all, I will see you next week. If you're going to Gold on Ice / Legacy on Ice / Holiday on Ice, let me know. I'll be at the 1 o'clock one, and I will try to get a recap video out on Sunday, depending on how my travel goes. Am I going to be silly and drive a bunch of hours in one day? Who knows? All right, y'all, don't forget to like, share, hype, and subscribe for more figure skating related content.